HEEHAW! Hi everyone, hope you're doing good.
HEEHAW, welcome to the donks. We're so excited to have you guys. Thank you so much for joining and being the first part. What a way to kick off this campaign.
Thank you so much for the invite. Like honestly, it's an honor to be here with you. And I personally use the cross since I don't know, a while ago. So I'm happy to be here today.
So yeah, happy to hear that. We're really happy that all the donks are getting involved in this Ape In to Arbitrum campaign. And I guess we can just get started. Can you give us a bit of just like an overall rundown of the game? I know that the game just came out only a few weeks ago, and we'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, definitely. So I see a lot of faces here that are maybe don't know about us yet. So I'll do a quick introduction about who we are, and then I'll talk about the game. So basically, we're a project called The Last Donkeys. We launched on May 2022 on Arbitrum, of course. So we're just starting as a PFP project, but we realized that it was actually funnier to be more than just a PFP project. So that's where we started to really think about a game, build a game that is fun for the community, that is fun for the people, and a game that is not only those play to earn, but it's actually a game where you have fun and of course maybe you'll earn something, but it's not the main purpose of the game. So we spent quite some time on the game and the ideas how to make a fun game or whatsoever, and in the end we decided to go, to take inspirations into different game that we liked and that people like in general, such as Stardew Valley, Pokemon, Final Fantasy, or what's the last one, Animal Crossing. So basically, it's a game. It's called The Lost Land. So the Lost Land is the place, the world in which your donkey evolve, and it's a game where you can find all the component of a classic RPG. Basically, you will be able to walk around, to go on quest, on combat as well. You'll be able to gather resources, to harvest carrot. I know people really are waiting for this one that's coming soon. And also craft stuff with the resources you gather and burn them into new NFTs. And there is much more to the game, and I might release that later. So yeah, that's an overview of what the donkeys is about.
Yeah, thanks so much for that rundown. Just curious how then you guys decided to move from the PFP model into something a little bit bigger. What triggered this evolution for you guys?
We were the whole team was very early in the Treasure ecosystem, who were actually there when it started on L1, and we saw how the community was very into the new gaming aspect of the Treasure ecosystem on Arbitrum and in the NFT world in general, So we were okay, it was our first NFT project ever. We to the whole core team. So we're okay, you know what, we have two options. It's either we do a simple PFP project as everyone is doing right now, or we're gonna try and do something new, something different. Nowadays there is so many gaming NFT projects, so it's not new anymore. But when we started to think about all those ideas, etc., it was actually a year ago from now, so it was still very new. So we decided to do something different, to research, really to scratch our head to find something fun to bring to the community, basically.
Nice. So then just mostly the sort of lore of Treasure DAO and what they were trying to build is what initially wanted to or attract to the Arbitrum ecosystem. Is that correct?
Sorry, got cut off. What did you say?
Oh yeah, sorry. I said for the initial, I guess, decision to go with Arbitrum, right? Especially for an NFT project, it's a little bit leap. So you mentioned that you guys were seeing Treasure DAO was building on Arbitrum, and was that like the
Mhm.
sort of main pull to come over to this ecosystem?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know how many people here know it. Maybe only the very like early people into the Treasure ecosystem. But we're basically a Treasure DAO derivative NFT project. There is like in the very early Treasure NFTs, there were one line because back in the day it was just like a black background with white words like written on it, and one of them was a donkey. And when they released the NFT from just because it used to be only text, and after that you could like break your bag and own the NFT itself, and there were an image on those word. And so the whole like donkey became a thing. Honestly, like the face they made of it was epic. It was so fun. So it quickly became a meme, and it's how we got like there were like kind of a guild around the donkey NFT, and from there like made like a video because back in the day it was like the small brain leaving a small land to go somewhere, and basically I make a meme video of a donkey like trying to go with the small brain in the rocket or was going to the moon, and just like I think a few days later, um, our artist made like a PFP donkey like that we started to give to random people that was wanting like those PFP, and like just a few days after, there is the co-founder of Treasure who reached out and was like, "Hey, are you interested into making a real collection, like a real NFT collection with this donkey?" And they were telling us that they were like launching this marketplace just like in 2 months of time. So we were like, you know what, like let's go for it. So like yeah, we just started like to do this project right after he proposed us to be on this marketplace.
Oh, I love the lore. Did not know that about the text of the donkey, but that is where the inspiration comes from. Love that. So I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
I have a bit of a question. I'm not sure what your take is on this, but this example is a little bit dated now. But as we see more, uh, you know, gaming adjacent and NFT projects sort of transfer from Ethereum mainnet to L2s, I guess similar to a sandbox moving over to Polygon a year ago or more now. What do you think, if any, are the benefits of starting a project such as the Lost Donkeys on L2 instead of mainnet from the onset?
I mean, right now the problem with L1 is the scalability and all the tax, like the gas fee, etc. Um, so I mean, it makes sense that like if you want your players to have a lot of interaction with your game and all that, like on chain, you cannot like ask them to pay I don't know, like $10 for every transaction they have to make. And even more that like right now we're still in bear market, even like it's starting to pump a bit again. But I remember during the bull run, like some people were like burning, I don't know, like a few $100s for gas fee. So can you imagine like doing that for a game? I think it's not really scalable. So it makes sense that like people like starting to go on L2 for gaming. And actually, like it opens even like the door for non-gaming project on L2 as well. So I think it's pretty healthy, like for the whole ecosystem, that Ethereum doesn't have like this, um, how to say, this power over like every L2 or whatever. If we're talking about decentralization, I think it's great that NFT projects start to go on a lot of different L2, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just not possible, especially with, when I've did some digging on all the incredible sort of features that are going to be coming up in this game. There's just too many activities. So I think before we get into the game, because I think we need a tiny bit more about the PvP, for those who are interested in picking up a donkey, what do we want to look out for? What are some of the sort of rarity features, some of like the coolest pieces that you like, just for fun? Yeah, give us a rundown about that.
Yeah, I mean, there is of course rarity with the donkeys. Like you have like the skull head, you have what like the gnome, the wizard, or whatever, or the small brain. But in the end, like I remember when the artist designed the collection, it was really about I mean, you can see the threads. It's a lot about daily life or things people wear, things that people do. What was important for us is for everyone to be able to see themselves in the donkeys, like to see like something that they like, a hobby or whatever. And in the end, I believe that I mean rarity is of course like a value. I mean, yeah, like it gives a certain value to the NFT. But for example, my favorite donkey is not even the one I have. It's like one that is, I don't know, ranked like 5,000 or whatever, but like he wears like those sunglasses. There is like a blue background behind, and it looks cool, whatever, So I believe in the end it's more the value you give to your NFTs more than the value that is defined by the threads.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, personally love this. They're so cool. Was not expecting to see those when I was scrolling through. So to get started, we have donkey and a barn. Maybe you can tell us a bit more, I guess, of the utility of both and why we do need both.
Definitely. So basically, the barn are given with a donkey when I mean, you need to stack your donkey for 2 weeks on our website in order to get a barn. So the barn is basically the map where you'll play the game. So that's why it's important to have both. If not, like you cannot really play your game later. You can only like own an NFT or the other, but you'll need both in order to play the game. So that's why it's very important to have both, and I see that some people don't own both, and the barn are pretty underrated, but it's okay. People will realize later, I guess.
Right, because yeah, when I was looking at the rules too, it seems that you need to customize your barn. So I was curious, like since the game has been out, have you seen any sort of wild customizations yet, or like what's been sort of the activity in the past couple weeks of the game having been released?
Okay, so in the step of the game, right now we're at the very first step because what uh, I mean, we had a hard time honestly, like to find the right developer for the game. We found one like a month ago, which is like full time working on the video game, and so right now we released only the very like first version of the game. Basically, there is the map. You can visit the map, have little interactions here and there, but all the components of the game are not out yet. What we're planning to do is to update the game like once a month and to add features month after month. We could go like, I mean, there is two way of going, I believe. Like there is this way or waiting to have the full game complete and just release it in one go. But I really think that the community want to see like more and discover step by step. And doing that, we can also take the feedback from the community, which is very important for us because since the very beginning, we've been building this project with the community, and having their feedback is very important for us.
What has been some of the feedback so far that you guys have implemented?
Um, so I mean, it was already like with the main idea of the game. We really asked the people, okay, what kind of game? I mean, we want to make a game. We already had like this stacking game, which was like very play to earn oriented. So the very first version of the game was, okay, you stack your donkey, you go just click here and there and harvest carrot and make money out of the carrot you harvest, and then you can swap it back to whatever you want. We realized it wasn't really fun, and that people wanted to have something funnier to play than just point and click in order to harvest carrot. So it's really like talking to the community and also to the Treasure team, because they did like give us some advices, that we realized that making a real game where you can like move, having an open world and having quests, etc., was the direction to take. So yeah, I guess like this is the main feedback that was implemented in the game, is that we really like changed the whole thing basically.
Yeah, that is a pretty massive feedback to, I guess, undertake and actually implement. But I'm super excited. Yeah, as you mentioned, taking a bit of inspiration from an Animal Crossing, a bit of Pokemon, a little bit of those. Oh my god, I'm forgetting the names. So you remember those like Facebook games where you have a farm and I can't
Is it
remember the name,
Farmville?
but Farmville. There we go.
Stardew? Yeah.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It wasn't too far. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But sounds like so much fun. So maybe because we mentioned a lot, but I don't think we really gave a full explanation about carrots and how that's supposed to work. I know it's sort of like the point of the game. One of the point of the game is to harvest carrots. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you can just let us know what that means.
Definitely. So actually, like I don't know how much like the community know about our pivot and like the direction we're taking uh, from the last game paper, but things have changed quite a bit. Um, so basically, players will need to go on quest, either quest or in dungeon in order to get different resources. So basically, like let's say there is a different quest, so you can go on a quest, help like an NPC or do like different stuff on the map, and your reward will be seeds. Let's say seeds. Then you'll need also water and fertilizer in order like to plant your seed and grow carrots. It's just like in real life. And so yeah, we just gamified a bit more the way things are done. Um, so yeah, basically it's the thing. Yeah, like we really gamified whatever was already in a game paper, but yeah, people will need to go on quest either to get seeds, to get water, to get fertilizer, and then there will be of course this moment where like you go back to your barn and you go in your carrot field and you start like planting, uh, watering and waiting for your carrots to grow before you can harvest them.
Got it. I love the carrots. I actually didn't know that donkeys were that into carrots.
Yeah, me neither. But
Is
yeah,
that from the community
never
then?
stop learning. Sorry?
Is that from the community too?
No, 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 no. I did my research about donkeys.
I love it.
It's a real scientific project behind
Yeah.
the fun.
All factual. That's right.
Yeah, right.
We need to also maybe start a petition to Apple to. I can't believe there's no donkey
No,
emoji.
no, not anymore. You know what? I don't know if you're saying that out of the blue or if you know the story behind it. Do you know?
No, no.
I'm gonna tell you. Uh, Back in our very first month, I remember the hype was crazy. Honestly, I think we gained like 10,000 followers in just a week, and people were like liking, retweeting, commenting every of our posts. Like we had like over 1,500 like interaction whenever we're posting something. And I remember we ask our community to get a whitelist to fill a form to Apple in order to get a donkey emoji. I think there were over like 1,000 people who filled the form to Apple. And the next thing, is that the next morning, our account was blocked by by Twitter, so I got deactivated the account. So it was like, can you imagine, like we were like supposed to mint in, I don't know, like 3 weeks, and they just like deactivate our account. Was like apocalypse, honestly.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, but I got a lawyer that is actually like very good, that sent them like an email whatsoever, and got our account back in less than a week. So if one day it happens to you guys, I know it depends for the reason why, but just know that it's possible to to threaten Twitter actually, and you can get your account back.
Well, that is some alpha I was not expecting today. So thank you so much for that. It's really good to know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. And yeah, glad to see that all the donks are really working together here. I have actually, before we maybe open the floor, and I know you wanted to also like sort of tease
Yeah,
what's coming up next in the game. A personal question: if own multiple donkeys, multiple barns, are
yeah,
you able
definitely.
to sort of like manage multiple, or is it just one when you connect your wallet to the game?
So that's actually a very good question, because it's quite tricky for us. Of course, people who own multiple barn, multiple donkeys will have an advantage on the game, but we also don't want our game to become a pay to win. Like, and the people who have the most donkeys are the ones who will get the more stuff out of the game. So we're still working on something that is fair for both parts. Um, Honestly, we haven't found like the perfect recipe yet, so I cannot really tell you. But yeah, it's definitely what we're aiming to do, like to still reward the people who have multiple donkeys, multiple barn, but still to make it fair for those who only own like a few.
Got it. Okay, great. I guess yeah.
Okay, I have one
Yeah.
last alpha, and I have one last alpha, and maybe after that we can open the space to for questions. What do you say? I guess it's a yes. So maybe some people I've seen about the dong board being posted lately. So I'm gonna give you two alpha about the dong board. First one is that the dong board will be usable in game. It's kind of like the bicycle in Pokemon, if you want. It's like you'll be able to go faster with your dong board, and maybe you'll be able to do some more stuff later in the game. And there is another alpha, which might be the most important. Um, it will be like the dong board will be a side game where people can pay a small magic amount in order to do one run of an endless run. And every week, the total pot will be able to be won by the top three, the three-person who make the higher score uh, on the endless run. So this is like just a side game for the community to have fun and to interact with like the game, and also there will be a leaderboard. People can compete, and yeah. So this is like the small I'm releasing, but there is much more to come.
Okay, awesome. So glad that you guys were able to share that with us. And yeah, let's open up the floor. See that Lamb has been asking pretty much from the beginning. Lambo McGee. So I'll add you as a speaker. Yeah, go for it, Lambo.
Hello, across. Thank you so
What's your
much.
question?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me up. I am actually the C.
Hi, Rambo.
Hello. I am actually the CMO for the Lost Donkeys. I wanted to come up and just say thank you for having us up and asking us some questions about our project. It means so much to us. We've put so much time and effort into it, and I really just wanted to give a shout out to our community. We have so much of our amazing community in the audience right now. Denham Mizuki is our lead dev. He's right in our audience. Miru is our artist. She's absolutely amazing. She's in the audience. And I just want to say thank you to every single person in the audience that has a small PFP, a donkey PFP. If you support Treasure in any type of way and you're listening right now, or you're going to listen to the recording later, thank you. Thank you for being a part of our ecosystem. And you guys really, really wouldn't be able to do this without you. Just like Noodle said in the beginning, we started as a PFP project. It turned out that we were on this amazing blockchain that was just built to be a game, and it just really developed into that. And as you heard now, that was our first bit of alpha, that not only are we dropping a small little collection that's going to be available for our donkey holders, the skateboards, the donkey boards, but then there's also going to be a really fun game that is going to come with it. So we have so much in the plan for 2023. And I just have to say thank you so much for having us come up and letting us talk about it.
Oh, and really want to thank you guys for taking the time to, fill us in on what you're building. I myself am one of those people who have heard a lot of, the hype of different, incredible opportunities across different L2s, but there's only so much time in a day to sit there and really research. But when I'm when I started looking into the Lost Donkeys, oh my goodness, I'm so glad we're, across is doing this initiative, getting to know you guys. I hope someone listening today, didn't really know about you guys and now is ready to ape in, because I seriously am.
Thank you so much. That means the world to us. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for bringing me up across. Noodle, thank you for hosting, of course. Much love. Thank you, everyone in the community. You all have a great day.
Yeah,
okay, we can bring someone else. I see Mr. U that is creating the hand for already.
Okay, Mr. U, go for it.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, good. So my question is, when will the Lost Donkey beta and final version game launch? And can you give a sneak peek about the upcoming event plans? Maybe like beta tester day, community event, or each other?
Yeah, definitely. It's true that we've been working a bit in the shadow so far. But yeah, there will be beta test for the game, basically for the donkey board game. For community event, we'll have a few stuff coming. I can't disclose too much, but tomorrow there will be an announcement. We're partnering with an event, NFT event, international one. There will be stuff coming, but yeah, we prefer so far to really put our effort in the work in the shadow, to bring something that is very good to you guys, but the community stuff will come along the way.
Okay, thank you. I have another question. Can I ask?
Definitely, go ahead.
Yeah. So, how much NFT is required to play the game? Is there any NFT rental feature for users who don't have enough capital?
Definitely, it's something that is very important for us. We're actually another alpha for you guys. You're lucky. We're actually partnering with a few different NFT collections on Arbitrum for now. People will be able to play with other NFTs. They will, of course, not have the full access to the game, but enough to have fun. So yeah, it's important for us that everyone can play. As you said, the donkeys are over $100, and we know that it's a bit expensive for some people. So it's important for us that that everyone can get a chance to play the game. And also later, we have another NFT coming, but it's not anytime soon. But it will come. That we call Jackass. The Jackass is kind of a recruit in the Treasure ecosystem. Basically, it will be a cheap NFT that is soulbound that everyone can buy for a cheap price, and that will allow you to play the game.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Well, I love that initiative, by the way. What a cool idea to, help those who might be trying to put here.
Sorry, got cut off. What did you say?
I'm adding Julian as a speaker. Go ahead if you have your question.
Oh, hey guys. I just couldn't hear you coming up. I had a question on like how the donkeys are actually using a cross. I just wasn't too clear to me.
Yeah, I mean, we are currently not using a cross. I mean, depends actually. We indirectly use a cross because in order to buy a donkey, you need to bridge your fund from L1 to L2. So I would say that like we're not directly using a cross, but like if you wanna get a donkey, you can use a cross to bridge your crypto to L2 on Arbitrum in order to get a donkey.
Oh, okay, but the game isn't using cross or using the oracle, the optimistic oracles in some cool way like that. It's really just to get on TL2.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the point of this campaign, is just to sort of like get to know all the opportunities that are available on different L2s.
Thank you, Julian, for your questions. Hi, Orange.
Hey friends, what's up?
How are you doing? Good?
Yep, I'm doing good. So I have this question for you. Where
Yeah.
do you see the Lost Donkeys a year from now? Like, can you see yourself guys being one of the main collections on Treasure?
I mean, one of the main collection is the community that will decide. But we're definitely like here for a while. Like we've been doing it, you know, like I don't know if everyone knows about it, but we were basically a free mint. And we built during a bear market. So I could say that for now we're kind of invisible. We can just go like along the way, like, and continue to build that way for a while. So we have ambitious project. We have an ambitious vision that we want to accomplish, and I believe that we will push it to the max. Yeah.
Thank you. I can just say I love the collection, I love the vibes, I love the community, I love everyone who is, again, as Lembo said, I love everyone who has a small whale PFP, a donkey PFP, a toad PFP, anything on the Treasure ecosystem is. Thank you guys.
And we love you, Orange. Thank you so much.
Maybe we'll even get Small Brains X the Lost Donkeys one day.
Who knows? Maybe it's already on its way. Who knows, huh?
Alpha?
Alpha, yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I think our host had some trouble with her connection. Anyway, I think we've done like, I think we've talked about everything. So it's funny, I can just decide how this Twitter space is gonna end up because no one is here anymore. Only me across is away. Let's listen to some donkey braying, and that'll be a nice end of the space. Thank you, everyone, again. Love you guys. Love the Treasure ecosystem. Love the smalls. Love every Arbitrum people, even L1 people. You're welcome to Arbitrum. And HEEHAW!